Detroit's long history as a manufacturing hub began in the mid-1800s and ever since has come to define the city, even through its decline. Though Detroit suffered a severe loss of its manufacturing jobs in the 1950s and continues to struggle with disappearing blue-collar work, many of the brands and businesses that first found their footing in Detroit still stand as testaments to the city's commitment to its workers and its identity as a manufacturing city. By looking at three distinct Detroit-based brands, Carhartt, Shinola, and Verner's, one can illustrate the ways in which the city's manufacturing past and its strong ties to blue-collar workers has come to define the city, and how it continues to do so.
One of the oldest continuously produced soft drink in the United States, Verner's Ginger Ale was expressly linked with the development of Detroit. As a well-respected Detroit pharmacist in the 1800s, James Verner desired to create a medicinal tonic using vanilla spices and ginger, with the intent of using this concoction to calm an upset or sour stomach. This concoction was intended to be sold in the soda fountain shop he ran in tandem with his pharmacy, which was very common for pharmacists of the time. According to the company legend that has been widely circulated, Verner enlisted to fight in the Civil War in 1862, and while he was away, he left his concoction to ferment in a wood barrel. Upon returning, Verner discovered that the aging of the drink was the missing key to the recipe. He labeled his creation Deliciously Different, which has effectively served as the brand's motto. The creation of this product was very unique, considering that other carbonated beverages that were being developed at the time were mostly colas, like Pepsi Cola and Coca-Cola, not ginger ale. James Verner reached levels of near obsession when it came to monitoring and quality control of his product. His pharmacy and soda fountain were originally the only places a consumer had the opportunity to purchase the soda, but as demand increased, Verner gradually expanded Verner's Ginger Ale to allow other soda fountains the opportunity to offer it. This hinged on certain requirements that Verner imposed, including the installation of special equipment to properly dispense the drink. James Verner was said to pay as close attention to the production of his ginger ale as he did to his prescriptions in his pharmacy. The fame of the drink grew to encompass other areas in the Midwest and eventually spread to become a nationwide phenomenon. Due to Verner's meticulous attention to detail when it came to his product, Verner's Ginger Ale became known for its consistency in a time when modern processing and production was just beginning. The brand had changed many hands over the years and is currently owned and produced by the Dr. Pepper Snapple Group. While it may no longer be produced solely in Detroit, Verner's Ginger Ale has remained a staple of Michiganders and has served as a vital development in Detroiter identity.
If Shinola and Verner's represent a time in which Detroit was a hotbed of manufacturing innovation, then Carhartt is representative of the beginning of that movement. After the construction of the Erie Canal in the 1820s, and after Michigan gained statehood shortly after, Detroit began to see a population that was doubling every 10 years. The streets of Detroit got more and more congested, and it became clear that Detroit was in need of some public transportation system in order to support its growing role in the American economy. Enter the train. As the late 1800s began to come to a close, Detroit found itself crisscrossed with rails that allowed workers to move in and out of the city with ease. Just 2 years after the construction of the first railway is when Carhartt opened its doors, promoting itself as a clothing company tailored to the railroad workers of Detroit. Their initial growth as a company relied on their ability to produce strong and durable clothing that appealed to its blue-collar target audience, cementing Carhartt's identity as a company for the workers.
Shinola is undoubtedly one of Detroit's most modern, popular, and visible brands that is representative of the city's industrial, creative, and innovative characteristics. In 2011, this newly established brand, taking its name from the World War II era shoe polish, began assembling their watches and bicycles in the historic Argonaut building within the College for Creative Studies. Shinola has since become a household name in Metro Detroit, with its products reaching the hands of consumers worldwide. Shinola's remarkable and ongoing success can be attributed to its visible dedication to the city of Detroit. They decide to be based in the city for a few reasons, the first of which is their belief in the superiority of American manufacturing. The employment of American manufacturers that make many of their products in the city is essential to the brand's identity. with their president, Jacques Panis, being quoted as saying, quote, "Shinola has an incredible purpose and a mission to create jobs here in the United States," end quote. Another reason they value Detroit is because the company attributes the superior craftsmanship of their products to Detroit's industrial roots, with their founder, Tom Kartsotis, being quoted as saying, quote, "When you think manufacturing, you think Detroit," end quote. Finally, they value that Detroit is a leader in design, innovation, and creativity, attributing their fashionably unique products to the city. Given that all these factors have influenced Shinola's decision to be based in Detroit, it's clear that the company isn't exploiting the city, but rather taking advantage of Detroit's most valued and unique attributes to construct a brand that aligns with the city's values. Considering that watches are no less than $500 and leather bags can be as much as $1,300, Shinola is by no means a budget lifestyle brand. But with revenues exceeding $60 million and retail locations appearing in all over North America, Europe, and Asia, Shinola's commitment to the city of Detroit is resonating with consumers, showing that Detroit's reputation as a hub for innovation, creativity, and manufacturing continues to be recognized and valued by people around the world.